My husband found out about my affair and has now left me. Let this be an example to never cheat on your significant other.
I thought I could keep everything hidden, but secrets have a way of coming out. A couple of weeks after my last post, something happened that changed everything. I missed my period and decided to take a pregnancy test, just to be sure. When I saw the positive result, my heart dropped. I didn't know if the baby was my husband's or my lover's. I was in a panic, not sure what to do next. I hid the pregnancy kit in the bathroom cabinet, hoping to buy some time to figure things out. But fate had other plans. That same evening, my husband found the kit. He didn't say anything at first, just stared at it for a long time before turning to look at me with an expression I'll never forget. "Is there something you need to tell me?" he asked, his voice calm but cold. I knew in that moment that the lies had to end. So, I told him everything. I confessed to the affair, the lies, the guilt. I told him how lost I felt and how I didn't know whose baby it was. I expected him to shout, to get angry, but he just sat there, listening, his face unreadable. When I finished, he was silent for what felt like an eternity. Then he spoke, and his words cut deeper than any yelling ever could. "I've been working so hard, trying to build a future for us," he said quietly. "I've been distant because I wanted to make sure we were secure, that we had everything we needed to start a family. And while I was doing that, you were with someone else." His voice broke on the last word, and I could see the pain in his eyes. He stood up and walked to the bedroom without another word. I followed him, pleading for him to stay, to talk to me, but he just started packing a bag. He told me he needed time to think, to figure out what he wanted to do next. And then he left. I was devastated. I spent the next few days in a daze trying to reach him, but he wouldn't take my calls. I was left alone with my thoughts and the crushing guilt of what I had done. The man I had the affair with tried to comfort me, but it wasn't the same. I knew I had destroyed something precious, something I might never get back. Now I'm here, living with the consequences of my actions. My husband hasn't returned, and I don't know if he ever will. The man I cheated with is still in my life, but it's not the fairy tale I imagined. The thrill is gone, replaced by the reality of what I've lost. I'm scared about the future, about raising a child without my husband, about everything. I don't know if I'll ever forgive myself for what I've done, or if my husband will ever forgive me. All I know is that I've made a mess of everything, and I don't know how to fix it. For anyone reading this, if you're ever tempted to stray, think long and hard about what you're risking. Because once trust is broken, it's nearly impossible to piece back together.